Every time you explain yourself, you give away power. Not sometimes. Every time. I know this sounds extreme. We're taught that communication is good, that explaining ourselves creates understanding, that people deserve to know our reasoning. But there's a difference between sharing and justifying, between communicating and seeking permission. Watch yourself the next time you explain a decision. Are you informing someone, or are you hoping they'll approve? If you're honest, it's usually the second one. And that need for approval is exactly what makes you look weak. Here's what happens psychologically when you over-explain. You signal that you don't trust your own judgment. You demonstrate that you need external validation before you can feel confident in your choice. You show that their opinion matters more than yours. People read this instantly, not consciously, but instinctively. They sense the insecurity beneath the words, and they respond to it. A man who explains himself constantly is a man who can be argued with. Every decision becomes a negotiation. Every choice becomes a debate. He's trained people to expect justification and to push back when they don't like it. A man who states his decisions without elaborate justification is a man who trusts himself. His choices stand on their own merit. They don't require approval. They're not up for discussion. Which man gets more respect? Watch powerful people. CEOs, leaders, anyone with real authority. They don't over-explain. They state. They inform when necessary, but they don't seek permission. I'm taking next Friday off. Not, I'm taking next Friday off because I've been really stressed lately and I haven't had a break in 3 months, and my doctor says I need to manage my health better, and I hope that's okay with everyone, and I'll make sure all my work is covered, and... The first version takes 5 seconds and commands respect. The second version takes 30 seconds and radiates insecurity. Same message. Completely different impact. Here's why this matters beyond perception. When you explain yourself compulsively, you train your own brain that your decisions need external validation. You weaken your own confidence. You become less sure of yourself over time, not more. Every explanation is a tiny vote for self-doubt. Thousands of those votes add up. Now, I'm not saying never explain anything. Context matters. Some situations genuinely require explanation. Teaching someone, coordinating with a team, discussing important decisions with a partner. The question to ask yourself is, why am I explaining this? If the explanation serves a practical purpose, if they genuinely need this information to do their job or understand the situation, then explain. If the explanation is to make yourself feel better, to preempt criticism, to seek validation, to avoid potential conflict, stop. Sit with the discomfort of not being validated. That discomfort is the feeling of building internal confidence. Here's a practical test. After you explain something, notice how you feel. Are you hoping they'll say, "That makes sense," or "Okay, sounds good"? If yes, you were seeking approval. You didn't need to explain. Practice making decisions and letting them stand. Practice being questioned and not immediately defending. Practice saying, "I've decided," and leaving it there. It will feel wrong at first. You'll feel the pull to justify, the urge to make sure they understand, the fear that they'll think poorly of you. Let that fear exist. Don't act on it. Over time, something shifts. You start trusting yourself more. You stop needing the external confirmation. Your decisions feel solid because they come from you, and you've proven that's enough. This changes how people treat you. They stop challenging every choice. They stop expecting negotiations. They start accepting your decisions at face value. Because a man who doesn't need to explain himself is a man who trusts himself. And trust is contagious. When you trust yourself, others start trusting you too. Stop explaining, start deciding.